What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and I had to make this video. It's a State of the Union for all Philadelphia Eagle fans. I like to think that even though I'm not a large black man that drops nothing but N-bombs the entire time, that I represent a decent following for the Philadelphia Eagle fan base here on social medias, on the YouTubes, and we need to address something because social media is just absolutely cancerous right now after a big win against the Dallas Cowboys in primetime. I like to go on Twitter, see the memes, see what's going on, and my inbox today was blown up with tweets that just so happened to be from other YouTubers that I've never really heard of before, kind of trashing the Eagles. And I was like, all right, well, if they're trashing the Eagles, let's, I don't really care. Obviously, they're probably fans of teams that are, they're already getting ready for the offseason. They're already looking forward to next year. They're like, oh, yeah, start making sure let's check these QBs out there in the draft. Is Josh Rosen legit? Is Sam Darnold out of declare? They're already in that mode. So their opinion doesn't really matter that much. So I'm kind of coming up with the three steps of how to deal with being the best team in football and having the clear front runner for the MVP. Because the number one thing you need to know, we'll go right into point number one, is be humble. Don't be a Dallas Cowboy fan. Remember how annoying Dallas Cowboy fans were last year when they got off to that hot start? They were unbearable. And I'm seeing that. I'm seeing some Philadelphia Eagle fans that I assume a lot of them are like fair weather fans. They're just starting to take off their Seahawks or Patriot jerseys, and they're putting on the Carson Wentz. They're hopping on the Wentz wagon, and they're going to try to be the loudest. Not necessarily all of them, but just remind yourself, you're a true Eagle fan. Be humble. Take it in stride. It's any given Sunday. We saw how bad we played and opened up against the Cowboys. If we do that against the wrong team, against a team that actually can move the ball, against a team whose quarterback might have a better quarterback rating than just throwing the ball into the ground every time, which was Dak Prescott's quarterback rating last time. Oh, that was bad. But you need to understand that, there's not like no cracks in our armor. Even though fans and these people that want to critique the Eagles just fail to recognize that we're missing three if you throw in Sproles, incredibly valuable pieces to our team that most other teams will crumble. It's not our fault the Philadelphia Eagles have depth. It's not our fault that like the Dallas Cowboys have about the same depth as an empty swimming pool. You gotta adapt. You gotta find ways to build a complete team, a competitive team. And that's exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles have done. But just stay humble. This Philadelphia Eagles team is still incredibly humble. The team, the locker room, they're taking it week by week. They are preparing like the Super Bowl is next week against the Bears. That is why the Philadelphia Eagles are winning, because they're doing all the small things right. But the Philadelphia Eagles team is humble. Reflect that onto the fan base. Be humble yourselves. Please, for the love of God. I've seen some really bad tweets. Keep it chill. Get hyped during the game. Make some hype tweets during the game. But once it's done, understand any given Sunday, anything can happen. For the love of God, please do that. Point number two is how to defend yourself if you get stuck in a precarious position. Because there's only 4 arguments that are really being brought up right now against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll give you the kind of explanations in the way to really elaborate why these 4 big, topics don't make any sense. They have zero relevance today. So first things first is no rings. This is the worst one. We've seen this so many times. If there's the smart enough person to say they have no Super Bowls, you can go, oh yeah, we don't. We literally do not have a Super Bowl ring. When they say we have no rings, well, that's false. We have 2 championship rings. Football did not start in like the 70s. It existed before that. There's plenty of great players. Jim Brown, one of the greatest players of all time. He never won a Super Bowl, but he won some championships. But look at the Super Bowl. For those people that are giving these opinions, these YouTubers that just play a card game, that's all they do. They don't really educate themselves on the game of football. They probably don't even know the name of the Super Bowl trophy. It's not the Super Bowl. It's the Lombardi Trophy. It's named after one of the greatest head coaches of all time, Vince Lombardi. So why did he get that name? Because he must have been phenomenal, right? But when you look at the history of Vince Lombardi, he only lost 1 championship game. That's what made him so good. He won so many championships, and really after all those times, he only lost 1. So it's a really, really great track record. But what was the 1 loss? Oh, it's to the Philadelphia Eagles. So we have a championship ring over the coach, that is the regular Super Bowl, the big Super Bowl, the prize, the be-all, end-all of the game right now. We beat the guy that the Super Bowl is named after. We don't have a Super Bowl ring, but we've been champions before, and we've had some great teams. But, what's the argument against that? Oh, you're living in the past. Oh, like all these Cowboy fans are saying, oh, the last time we won the Super Bowl, I was probably not even born yet, or if I was born. Let's just remind ourselves that, Dallas Cowboy, the last time they won a Super Bowl, that ring could probably be dateable right now in a bar. It's like 18, 19. How many years ago was that? Exactly. So, oh yeah, another fun fact too about that Cowboys team. Troy Aikman, the face of the, he was a quarterback there, big popular guy. Ryan Fitzpatrick has better stats than Troy Aikman. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Moving on. The second point is 9-1. Oh, the last time the Philadelphia Eagles were 9-1, they didn't make the Super Bowl. It's like, okay, well, I'm really glad that we have the exact same team from that timeline. We still have Andy Reid as our head coach, still have Donovan McNabb as our quarterback, still have Jason Avant, still have Corral Buckhalter. Wow, we still got T.O. at wide receiver. Get out of here with that. That's a stupid argument. That is, anyone that like tries to refer to the past, this is a brand new team. And anyone that brings up the 9-1 or anything like that, A, either they're living in the past, which is not very good, or B, they're afraid of the unknown. They're afraid of the future. They need to get out there, get out of their mom's basement, open the damn curtains and see the sunlight. This is a Philadelphia Eagles team. No one knows what's going to happen. We have an inexperienced head coach that has some pretty bad games sometimes. So we saw in the first half against the Cowboys. We have a quarterback who's in his second year. We don't know what the hell he's going to look like in the playoffs. We have a bunch of players that I think 90% of the team has never made the playoffs. We don't know. There is no proven losers on this Eagles team that people kind of keep trying to bring up. Oh yeah, just wait for the Eagles to choke. What about this team says this team's going to choke? There is no proven chokers on the team. It's not like we have McNabb and Andy Reid anymore. So these people that keep bringing up these arguments, I guess they're stuck in like the early 2000s. If you're stuck still in the early 2000s, you know, can you give me S Club 7's autograph? That'd be absolutely awesome. Maybe cool LL Cool J bucket hat. Visors are cool. Doug Peterson still wears them. Can you give me one of those? Can you make sure you invest some money for me in Apple? I think the iPod's gonna be pretty cool someday. Get out of here. The other one is, this is like maybe one of the most popular ones, is we haven't beat anyone good yet. It's like, oh yeah, I'm sure whatever team you're a fan of, they would have had a 10-0 record. They'd probably be 11-0 right now because they'd find a way to win on the bye week. But the Philadelphia Eagles, we beat the Redskins. Redskins are a competitive team. Redskins are the kind of team that on any given Sunday could beat any team. We beat the Giants pretty much the last time they were really competitive with Odell, and the Giants were going balls to the wall in that game. That was their season. They would not, you know, they were getting ready to start 0-3. That was still a competitive team. The Chargers are, you know, oh, the Chargers suck when we beat them. They didn't have a single win. Now the Chargers are debatably looking like the best team in the AFC West. We beat the Panthers in primetime and the refs. We beat the Redskins the second time. We beat the Denver Broncos while statistically they had the #1 defense in the league, and we put up 50. And then we beat the Dallas Cowboys away from home. How many people were taking the Dallas Cowboys and to pick them? Even without Sean Lee, even without Tyron Smith, they're still taking the Dallas Cowboys, and we spanked them. The mantra of a good team is to go in and against teams that you're expected to beat, don't play down to their level, body them. And we've been putting 30, 40, 50 bombs on these teams. We're not playing down to our competition. We're not squeaking by against bad teams. We're putting them in their place, and we're establishing ourselves as the top dog. So anyone that's saying they have an easy schedule, any team with the Steelers don't have any better wins than the Philadelphia Eagles. The Patriots don't. The Patriots have even a worse loss than the Philadelphia Eagles. The Saints, bad losses on the record. Vikings are the Vikings, a couple bad losses there as well. There is no, if the Eagles have an easy schedule and aren't good because of their schedule, no other team is right now. So that's straight up facts. And the last one is win-loss math. And I got tagged in a tweet where someone said that the Chiefs beat the Eagles and the Giants beat the Chiefs, therefore the Eagles suck, or the Giants are good, or something like that. Anytime someone does math, and like the win-loss math in football, and that's their argument, block them. Block and delete. That makes no sense at all. Well, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Giants, so I guess they're better than the Chiefs. Or the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Redskins, and the Redskins beat the Seahawks. That means the Eagles are better than the Seahawks. Like, it just goes on and on and on. It's incredibly unintelligent aspect of a debate, if you will. And the last point, just before we jump into the third thing you need to know, is Nick the Plug, Fane from our streams, tagged me in a YouTuber who has, like, you know, I think he has less subs than me on YouTube, but he has like 18,000 followers on Twitter. I was like, holy shit. And his tweet was that the Jason Peters is the most overrated offensive tackle in the last 10 years. Block and delete that guy. If that guy, you know, just because someone has a YouTube following, just because they're primarily play a card game on YouTube, doesn't mean they know football, doesn't mean that their opinion is important. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone has an opinion just like they have an asshole, right? You don't need to listen to it, though. So just understand that just because someone has popular amount of followers, they have a big following, doesn't mean that their opinion is any better. Same can be said for me. But I'm trying to bring a level-headed approach to the Philadelphia Eagles' success and helping you guys just fend off and survive in the social media environment. And the last point here is one that I really wanted to make. I probably could have just made this video just about this point, but I kind of wanted to more so let you know that these other YouTubers and stuff just, you know, don't. They play, if most of their content, which 99.9% of the people I saw is a card game, you don't really need to put a whole lot of validity into their statements. They probably aren't well informed. They're probably just, you know, riding the wave of the football season. Can't wait for next year. Hope that there's a sick promo card. Can't wait to get a damn punter Ben Roethlisberger out of position. The number one thing is understand that no matter what criticisms come of the Philadelphia Eagles, if you are a true Philadelphia Eagle fan, no one else's criticisms will ever surpass your hatred of the moment while you're critiquing the Eagles, if that makes any sense for you. So you can take the 10 most fire, most one-sided Skip Bayless oozing tweets about the Philadelphia Eagles and where they stand right now, and none of that will beat the kind of vile attitude and approach I had during the Philadelphia Eagles during that first half against the Dallas Cowboys. Understand that no matter what outside noise you hear that's negative about our ball club, our 9-1 ball club, our MVP leading quarterback, it's never going to be a true Eagle fan's own criticisms of the ball team. That's all you need to know. That's how I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let's go out. Let's get this game against Chicago. Fly Eagles fly. Subscribe if you're new, and peace out.